Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Obscure Angel PT, and for today what we have in here it is the AntiGraviator. So AntiGraviator, it was developed by a new developer team. This is an indie developer team called Cybernetic Horrors, and they are using Unity 5. So this game, it is about racing with future, I'm not really sure what should I call it, if I should call it ships, cars, and whatever, but basically this is like Wipeout. This is a genre of racing games that were strong in the 90s, but it seems that they are making a comeback recently thanks to indie developers, so this is actually nice to see. We have a lot of games like this already, using Unreal Engine 4, but this developer team decided to go with Unity 5, and I find it really interesting to see a game using Unity 5 of this type of game, you know. So for the settings, unfortunately, I don't bring you, well, good news, okay? So I will be running the game at 960 per 540. This is a custom resolution, so in case you want to create it, because it's not available by default, there is a link on the description that teaches you how to create that custom resolution and how to use it. And I'm using pretty much minimum settings except with bloom. So keep in mind to just go to the camera options and disable ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion have a big impact in the performance. As you can see, we lost around 5 frames per second just to have ambient occlusion on the menu. So during the racing, it's a little bit more demanding. I'm not going to disable the bloom because I think the bloom gives, you know, a nice touch of post-processing on the scene, especially in futuristic games where the neons and stuff like that just blooms everywhere, makes it very special. So for this benchmark, I will be testing 2 different tracks. I will be testing the NevelMale Pass and Michael Bay, or Michael's Bay, because I found it interesting, the name, you know, Michael Bay's. It reminds me of explosions and great visuals. So I decided to test the game with 2 different settings. I decided to go with 720p with the minimum settings, of course, with the exception of the bloom. And I got an average of 33 frames per second and a 1% of 25, while with the 960p, with a 960 per 540 with the minimum settings, I was able to get an average of 50, which is pretty good, and a 1% low of 37. This was for the NevelMale Pass, but now let's take a look what were the results while testing the game with the Michael's Bay, okay? So switching off to Michael's Bay, what we have in here, it is a little bit different performance. So as you can see, with 720p we got an average of 33 and 1% of 23, so it's a little bit more demanding than the NevelMale Pass. And the Michael Bay, it runs at with the average of 52 and a 1% low of 39. So like usually, I'm going to show a little bit of gameplay of the 2 tracks. I will start with the NevelMale Pass, and then I will show you the Michael's Bay. So now I will give you my opinion about the performance. So 720p with an average of 30s and 1% of 25 or 23, it's not really that bad for most games. The problem is AntiGraviator or any game like Wipeout, it's a game that is very fast, really fast paced, and so what it's going to happen is those drops to below than 30 frames per second will really bother in this type of games, and it might make you a much worse player than you should be. So 30 frames per second, I wouldn't consider it to be entirely enough for this game, but going under 30 frames per second, it is really bad in this type of games, because as you can see in the video, this is really fast paced, so you really need to have higher frame rates in order to drive well this ship or whatever the name that it is, and in order for you to have a decent performance in these races, okay? So that's why I prefer to go with 960 per 540. Bottom of the line, the visuals are really bad by using this resolution. Everything seems very pixelated, so it's a little bit potato style, but the performance, it is much better. We are having in here 50 frames per second, sometimes lower, sometimes higher, and the experience is much better regarding performance if you go with the 960 per 540. Unfortunately, I was never a good player of this type of games, so I'm usually a noob in this type of games, so ignore a little bit the facts that I don't know how to drive these spaceships, or whatever the name, okay? So guys, I guess that's all that I want to talk about AntiGraviator. Hope you did enjoy the video. I know it comes a little bit late, but I always think that better late than never, okay? So thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. And also, if you want to buy the game or enjoy it anyway, I have the links on the description for the Steam page and also for the Kinguin. It's a cheap game, but if you buy through Kinguin, you should be able to get it more cheaper than on Steam. Okay, the links are on the description as usual. Okay, thank God for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Quite a trap.